So here's what we got. Superior Brachium. Okay? Superior Brachium. Now, this is like a map for a lot of people because they're like, what part is that? Is that my elbow? So the pineal gland is your map, okay? So the third ventricular, the ventricle, and then this pineal gland, which you're aware of, that's right here. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up because this is a deep key. Like we are now at that point where we can transcribe the message in so many different eloquent ways, but this one, it may stick with you for a while because of the knowledge revealed. Now, what I'm going to show you very deeply is when they talk about man in the ancient texts, man or Manu. This is actually the reason why many women feel that men are just all mental. Because a large part of the mind and how it functions actually has a story that hasn't really been cracked too deep in a while, because there's been some evolutions to this story as it's been adapted by all cultures, because anyone that takes on this mental framework actually takes on, in this case, the horn god. Takes on that stage of consciousness. Because just like when they say Jesus had a crown of thorns, it's actually a crown of horns. And the horn system, which is akin to the electricity and the neurotic waves that can move through your consciousness, especially in the corpus callosum, like all this electricity, all these lights up here. That's why they show it as a crown here of rays or thorns. But over here, you get a more precise image because there is a deep story about the Minotaur in the middle of the maze, or even deeper because that's like, that's one of your minor fairy tales. This is about one of the original beings with so much power. Like if you look at, if this is a muscle set, this one's a little scrawny. He's wimpy. The crazy part is each person's brain is actually in the condition of kind of how their body is. So if you naturally have a physique like this, this is what your brachium superior looks like. But, if you got a little bit around the belly, it's like your belly is like here. And all of this is actually the condition of your brain. Now, ode to basically the condition of keeping the condition of your brain or your body in the proper level in order for your brain to be able to actually receive the level of conditioning that you're looking to get into in order to be prime. So now this story is also very deep. Like there's a song by The Weeknd, and I was telling people about this years ago, because we got to go deep. This is not enough. Maybe some people online have already showed this already. Like, Sevan, this is just some stuff that maybe you should. Well, I'm going to show you because this is only the key. This is a part of the process to where I show you exhibits of things and you agree by the actual evidence. And then we move from there. And then I draw what is not just a massive conclusion, but an opening into removing certain types of programming. And then your brachium, becomes unleashed and fully aware of what it is. It becomes crystallized, a Christ. And it raises up into the level of the electrodes that are necessary, the electrical power, the electromagnetics, to balance out again the both fields, to bring the system online. Like, there's so much deception out there. But when we're talking about technology, which just means anything external to you, what we get into realizing that these are certain technologies. Now, give me a quick moment because I'm going to put my picture up on this screen also. So, we still have an opportunity to vibe from a visual level. All right. 1 second. Like I said, shout out to the mothers and fathers. Actually, shout out, you got to erase this language sometimes. Wholeness and balanced vibrations to the mothers and fathers. The sons, those that are the tribe, those who are at home in their spaces, feeling the energy, knowing something's up and something's going on. Know that we're here with you and that we have the solutions that are necessary to go beyond what I'm going to explain tonight. But it is imperative that this come across in a serious way. It's 2019. They can spin you in time forever. You will die in this world and wake up in another one like a dream and just keep going like, whoa, that was a crazy dream. And you would have all your program and everything loaded. I'm going to show you exactly how all that works. Like I told you, we break the matrix. We get out and we come back in, get out and come back in. Watch how things work, watch how people catch on, watch how certain people start saying certain things, watch the egos, watch how, you see patterns, megalomania. People get the information knowledge, haven't really got anything. And now they're the best, they're the greatest, still can't get you out, or put you back in. That's the main thing. Can't get you in, got you hanging out, talking about they, when the time draws nigh, this is it. Anytime this knowledge is released, it's not just me coming and bringing it. It's a horse, as I said, riding through the land at night, a nightmare. Because at this point, when you have to get this level of knowledge back to ABCs, you could imagine what's been going on the dimension, especially with our children. So we got young Ram over here, high Ram, tied up, basically, in a dualistic stage of consciousness, sleep. Not even charged up or online or aware of anything. And all the equipment is offline, probably fat, calcified, and basically in the condition of the body. And all that's necessary is for one to get the awareness. Let me move some of this stuff off the screen. For one to get the awareness of what is happening in order to break this code. So remember, I'm warning about the self-destruction as the energy increases and you start seeing people gravitating around you. Your dreams are happening. Don't go mego. You're so damn late. You don't even have time to go mego. See, if you had ascended 5 years ago, you could have went mego for a year and then came back. Then had that experience too. Now, if you go mego, you'll be late. What am I talking about? Just because you get a little bit of power, you think you're the only one with power? You think beings with power are even trying to be at the mall? You think beings with power are trying to attract girls? You think beings with power want money? Want a bunch of money, paper money, I just want more money? No. That's not how you get power. That's how you leak power. Okay? So watch how your power is coming out. Make sure you're not leaking. Last thing is... if you're leaking, this means I'm just giving you, this is literal. If you're leaking, you cannot charge. See, that's why they pierced the side. Okay, it was symbolic. So they pierced the side right here so he can leak. And as long as he leaks, he never comes online. So many people are leaking. They're leaking all up in here. All of this is all in duality right now. They're just so upset. Just leaking all this energy. And meanwhile, their being is dying. And I see their being and I feel sorry for their being. I'm trying to do the best that I can to get their beings just, out of this trap because they're so beautiful. You can imagine what this thing looks like when it really just gets tuned up and starts working and we just all sit on the plane like little ones of these. It's like, oh, you look like a little factory thing over there. It's like, yeah, you like it? So, there's so much we could be enjoying, so much we can be doing, real stuff. They just lied to you that all this was just not known or not possible. And man, like I said, even with a little simple TV, a lot is possible. So imagine what we're talking about with this superior Brach back online, on the throne. Yeah, riding it, riding the beast, rather than you just sleep, the passed out version. So as we keep going, the last thing I want you to know is remember that if you don't power up, you can't turn on your HUD. the visual system that is responsible for allowing you to be able to see what I'm talking about, because for us, seeing is believing. This means you can even see it in the spiritual world. You would see it actually in the physical reality in certain ways, and you can actually see it in your mind's eye, especially the moment that you wake up and you look at a white wall. You know, sometimes before you're going to sleep, you start seeing the star pattern that's clearly defined, and as it begins to close out, as you go into this portal, which you're looking into your chakra. So all of that comes online when you stop leaking, and literally it's like a thermometer. You move up this Jed, if you may. And as you move up, this stuff starts activating to the point the crown activates. And then once these two start activating, look what's happening here. It's like, it literally looks like now more or less a tuning fork. That this starts going, and then the crown, which is like just rays of just ultraviolet magnetic fields. And then what that does into the reality is it just, and it goes right into the framework, basically. And it now not only allows you to see the framework, it actually allows you to be able to move the framework around. But none of that actually activates. You would not know this at all unless you either took a substance that turns that thing on for a little bit of time, which they do, there are some, or, you know, you got that thing online and it was working for you. And what's most important is to actually get this thing working in balance. Many people know how to turn this on, but they do not know how to keep it in balance. And it becomes that power struggle and that power problem again. And the reason why a lot of people haven't had any real responsibility, they be trying to get everybody to kiss their ass. You know, we got enough of those. They got a club of those now. You know, they even are exclusive about who comes out like that, you know, making sure that all that kiss ass is all in the same club. You know what I mean? And so that's the reality of people who want other people's energy. You know, those who are giving, they're geniuses anyway. They're enlightened. You know, it's like it's just a work in itself. It's a creation, and it's a mentorship into sovereignty. That's all I'm doing here is I'm mentoring you into sovereignty, into your highest being. And I find joy in that because that's all there really is. That's what elders are doing. That's what was going on with the uniqueness. The whole goal is to produce something great. We only want the best for you.